Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Victoria 2 as Sardinia-Piedmont. In our last episode we were just continuing to work on spheering all of the minor Italian nations, which is going relatively well. We have Modena sphered, we're up to friendly with Tuscany and the Papal States, cordial with Parma and Lucca, and I guess we're still neutral with two Sicilies wherever they are. So that is fine. We're currently actively working on Tuscany, which we are safe to do for the moment, since Austria can't do anything to us with the amount of influence they have, so let's continue with that. We may actually be able to get up to 100 right now and pop them right out of Austria's sphere before Austria gets to 50, if we're lucky. If not, we may have to just wait until a little later to do that. No, it looks like we're actually going to have to stop here. That's fine though. Okay. How are we doing in the Papal States? We're still discredited up until April of 59, so let's check out Parma. Austria has very little influence available here, so we should be safe to go up to high priority. We could go up to friendly immediately though, but I think it's better to wait until we get to 100. And our commerce raiders are getting built, which is nice. They will count towards our colonial power. Civil violence, we'll intervene immediately, I guess. Okay, we're approaching 50 here, so let's get out of here and turn our attention to Lucca, where we are also safe to influence. And it looks like Austria is not even trying to influence here, which is great. Actually, in the last episode we did get the next level of technology that allows us to improve our naval bases, so let's get that started. They are quite expensive at about 30,000 each. This is actually not quite finished getting to level 2 yet, neither is this one. Alright, well we can wait a little while for that. Continue to keep an eye on Lucca. Exotic fauna. New species of exotic fauna are being discovered in the colonies, and a suggestion has been proposed to establish a colonial museum of natural history. So, we can say it might be expensive, giving us extra research points until the end of the game, or have Pops lose militancy. Well, I don't think we're too concerned about militancy, so let's get the extra research points. That is pretty good. And we have at some point passed over the necessary population to allow us to get a second focus point, so I think we'll use that for soldiers in our highest pop province for a little while here. Get a couple of percent more there. Okay, so back to Lucca. Still no reaction from Austria here. Which is great. We're probably going to be able to go straight up to friendly and maybe even get them out of Austria's sphere. So I do hear our naval bases completing. We should be able to upgrade these ones now. Yeah, we do have the money for it. And we should actually be able to build even more commerce raiders. Just put 6 more on the stack. Ottomans have declared war on Egypt, as they like to do. The crisis was averted. So there we go, at 100 we'll increase our opinion up to friendly, which surely will stir Austria to action. Or maybe they've just given up on Lucca completely? Yeah, apparently so. Okay, so we're gonna get Lucca sphered, it looks like. We have an outbreak of smallpox. We'll gain the consciousness to save a few people there, I think. Still no reaction from Austria, kind of surprising. UK has allied with Brazil, that's fine. Alright, let's get you out of Austria's sphere. And hopefully into ours. So I think we'll disband all of our ancient frigates that are completely obsolete at this point. Give us a little bit of extra room to build more, what are they called, commerce raiders. We'll have Poor Strata lose some militancy, I suppose. And extra diplomatic influence is going to help us out pretty nicely. So I guess we'll go for state and government now. Though actually it's about to be 1860, which means we'll be able to get empiricism. So I think we'll actually not research anything for the next few months and build up a stock of research points to get that as quickly as possible, since that's probably the most efficient way to do things. So we're probably just going to be able to get straight to sphering Lucca here without anybody interfering no matter what we do, so we may just go to low influence, or low priority influence here, and pay some attention to trying to get somebody else at the same time. And I think Tuscany is going to be the best candidate here, since we're almost at 100 already, and their current sphere leader, Austria, has no influence there, almost. So we should be able to pop these guys out of Austria's sphere also. We'll respect their beliefs, I suppose. So, as often seems to happen with the AI, once you remove the country from their sphere, they just lose interest completely. So we'll probably be able to get to 100 here without interference too, which is great. I suppose I'll just keep influencing at high priority, though. We'll actually get them sphered. And with that, we can go ahead and get empiricism for a 50% bonus to research. The Papal Fear. There's been a revolution in Egypt, apparently. We're actually at 4% clergymen over here in Savoie, so we can remove focus there. I guess we'll start encouraging clergymen in Sardinia for a little while. Get up to 4% there too. And we've had no major wars recently, which is kind of unfortunate. We would like to have an opportunity to go to war against Austria, but we can't obviously do it alone. Let's just make sure we have all of these countries set as interesting so that we definitely get notifications when wars happen. We do, okay. Well, we'll just be patient on that one. War between Portugal and Zulu, and the CSA expands. I guess we have this whole thing happening then. See how that war is going. And 40 military strength for the USA versus 0 for the CSA means it's probably going to go about the same way it usually does. Not too surprising. Okay, we're up to 60 in Lucca, 70 in Tuscany. Once we get Tuscany, actually no, we'd have to get the Papal States before we actually have a sphere member bordering two Sicilies, who are going to be the most difficult for us to influence, I think. We can leave them till last though, that's fine. Okay, Ottomans have acquired a couple of regions from Egypt, which is fine. And we're approaching 100 here in Tuscany. Yeah, we'll spend 2,000 to fight the flu. And add Tuscany to our sphere. So I think we can safely go down to low priority here. And we may as well go to high in Lucca to get them sphered as soon as possible. Okay, we have another crisis in Albania, which we are obviously interested in. Do you even need to ask? Okay, Germany's backing Albania. So France wants to go in on Austria's side. UK wants to go in on Germany's side, and Russia also wants to go in on Austria's side. Seems like it's going to be a dicey one. I'm not sure whether we want to get involved in that. We'll see how it plays out though. And let's get Lucca in our sphere. Okay, so that leaves us with the Papal States, Parma, and two Sicilies to go. Papal States, we are friendly. Current sphere leader France is low on influence, so we are safe to go to high priority here. Actually safe to influence in Parma at the same time, but we'll wait until we have reason to leave the Papal States alone before we concentrate on that, I think. Okay, more tax efficiency is always welcome. Looks like we are going to have to abandon the Papal States. Or maybe not. France seems to have switched their attention elsewhere. Well, we've been discredited. That's absolutely fine. We can wait for that to expire and go instead to Parma. Where we have just woken up Austria, but we will still be able to get up to friendly. Okay, and we're going to have to... Oh, so this crisis has also ended in white peace. It's very peaceful Europe in this game, which is not necessarily to our advantage. So let's leave Parma alone for the moment. Our discredit here in the Papal States lasts until next April, so nothing to do there. Let's turn our attention to Two Sicilies, where we are only neutral. We're going to be pretty slow influencing here. Partially because of our low relations, so I guess we should increase those. It seems like France has just discredited Spain, which is great. They won't be able to discredit us for a little while then. Let's just check on our already sphered nations, make sure that nobody is trying to steal them. Seems like Austria is not actively influencing here. Nobody has any influence in Modena. Austria is not doing anything in Lucca either. Good. Fears of Modena. Austria has allied with the Ottomans. That's a weird one. Historical enemies as they are. Tensions dissipate in Middle Egypt, okay. So I think France has just forgotten it's supposed to be in charge of Two Sicilies, because we're apparently just going to be able to influence here indiscriminately. Or maybe not, they've finally noticed. Actually, it's probably because we're only at neutral, they don't really consider us a threat. Once we get up to cordial or friendly, they'll be more inclined to pay attention to what we're doing. I think we'll go for state and government now, since we need it for colonization. And we should be able to actually get alliances with our new spherelings, which we don't already have. In fact, not from Lucca. I guess they're still allied to France or whoever it was that sphered them before. Austria, actually. That's fine. We'll probably break that at some point. Okay, we gained a little extra prestige. Have we finished all our commerce raiders? No, we still have some queued, that's fine. And our naval bases in our home provinces are well under construction. So we will go to 100 here before increasing opinion. Actually, I think it's going to be more efficient to leave off the Papal State, or leave off Two Sicilies and get the Papal States first, because sphering them will give us a bonus to our influence in Two Sicilies from having a sphered neighbouring nation. And we are safe to influence in the Papal States right now. Though France does not like it. And they've discredited us, which is fine. We can wait out of that with not too much trouble. We're actually okay to influence Parma now as well, so we'll do that as well before we go back to Two Sicilies. And unfortunately I don't think we're quite going to be able to get up to 100 and get them out of Austria's sphere just yet. But almost. Okay, so we're discredited here till December. We can wait that out, no problem, and go back to 2 Sicilies now. Where we are going to get up to 100 and then increase their opinion. Okay, more commerce raiders being built. We're up to 171 available colonial power right now, which is enough to do 2 simultaneous colonies, I think, so that's a good start. Hopefully we'll have plenty more, though, by the time colonization actually comes around. But for now, we're out of time for this episode, so we'll have to leave it here. Thanks for watching, and join me again next time.